the wait there. Welcome. This is Ruth at artfulstampin.co.uk, and it's Friday. We do a little bit of a chill out on a Friday, but also I would like to focus on those of you, for those of you perhaps who are new to stamping. So I'm going to just sort of like explain things with a little bit more detail, and also focus particularly on the Stamparatus today, or any platform, stamping platform. There are various ones available on the market. Also wanted to look at this stamp set here and use this as a way to show off the different things that you can do with a Stamparatus. So welcome everybody. Thank you for watching this on the replay. If you're not watching this live, thank you for coming back and hanging out and checking out what I'm up to. And I'm just trying to find, trying to get my internet to show me who's on the live. Okay, so I will just go through some basic things about the Stamparatus. It's been a while, to be honest, been a long time since I've kind of explained the basics of this fabulous contraption. It was quite a while in the design and the making, and Stampin' Up spent a lot of time with actually demonstrators designing this and kind of getting it to the point where it was just really super usable and really helpful to use. So let's just start at the bare bones, what it is. So it's a platform that's made from pretty hard plastic, and it also comes with these magnet bars that are very, very strong. Very strong. And so this actually comes with a bit of a warning, and so I'm deadly serious about this. If you have a pacemaker, you have to be aware that these magnets are super duper strong, and you may need to just consult with your doctor as to, I don't know the ins and outs, but basically when you receive this, it does come with a medical warning because of the strength of the magnets. So just be aware of that, and any other tools that have very, very strong magnets. So we've got this plastic base, very hard plastic, and then we have this grid, and the grid, this one is in centimeters. Now the one that's in America might be slightly different. And then we also have a mat that goes in there. So I'm just telling you what comes with it when you purchase it. So you have this mat, and then you also have these two doors. I kind of call them doors, or doors, and they slip into the grooves at this point here. Now, to get them in, you have to hold this at right angles. Okay, don't try and slip it in with it laid down like that. You cannot do it. You've got to put it in right angles, and then when you twist it either left or right, that is what locks it into place. That will not come out. The only way to get it out is to hold it at complete right angles to the table or your platform, and that's the way to remove it. And what sets this particular platform aside from various other ones on the market is that it also has two places that you can put the windows in, or the doors in. You've got the top and the side, or if you flip it around, you've got them in another point as well. Now the reason this is helpful is that if you're doing two-step stamping, so I'm going to be showing off this stamp set and showing how much easier it is to use with a Stamparatus like this with the two. You can have one stamp on one and then one on the other, and you can kind of like quickly colour in between the two. Right, so that's the basic equipment. Now there is an upgrade mat that you can purchase, and this is the deluxe foam mat, and this was because people wanted to be able to see the grid on the foam mat. Now I forgot to tell you that the reason we have this foam mat is for stamping. This one is for stamping the photopolymer stamps, because when you look at them, photopolymer stamps are thinner than the rubber stamps, because the rubber stamps have a cushioning in them. So that foam mat is just to make up for that. Right, so before we get stamping, I'm just going to say a quick hello to everybody, and also say that I'm going to be using some of the Celebration papers. This is called I think it's called Marblicious. Let me just see what it's. Oh, where's the packaging? Oh, no, it's not. It's called, look, I've renamed it, everybody. Simply Marvelous. Sorry, I thought it was called Marblicious. Oh, well, that's my word for it. It's Marblicious. Simply Marvelous. 6x6 designer series paper, and this whole pack. I've cut into that one, but you get 48 sheets in total of 6x6 paper. And you have this lovely marble design on one side, and then this really kind of almost like silk design on the other. So that's quite fun. Great if you're doing Wendy Wu has done a nice card using this. I'm not going to give it away because she may do it on one of her lives, but she's done something really nice with it. Okay, what shall I do first? Oh, let me say a quick hello to everybody on the live. Hi, Martina, Janine, KB, Anne, Susan, Glenna, Jane, blah, 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 blah. Who else is on here? Bev, hi Bev. Shelley's Brookview, hello Shelley's Brookview, welcome. Cindy, Janice, plates. They're plates. Okay, plates, not windows or doors. I call them plates. Hi Penny, Cheryl, Vicky, Susan Helmuth from New York. I have used the foam grid mat to help me with spacing of stuff for cards. Cindy, you're going to have to explain that to me. Okay. Right. So, one of the first things I want to show you is the benefits of using a platform like this, or in particular the Stamparatus, is so that when you stamp, and if perchance you stamp and you haven't put enough ink on your stamp and you need to re-stamp it, if you have used the Stamparatus, it means that you can stamp it again and it will stamp perfectly. So let me just pick that stamp up and also grab my magnets from back here. Now, a tip with the magnets is do not leave your magnets on their own on your desk, okay? If you're not using them, either leave them on your platform like this or put them away, because if you leave two magnets on a desk, they will want to kiss each other and they will just go and they will just come together, and there's a danger that they will break. So don't do that. Okay, well, let's see, there we go. Look, I got close enough and look, they just wanted to go together. So this gaffer tape, or I don't know what you call it in the States or anywhere else in the world, but I call it gaffer tape. It's the tape that's got like a plastic coating. I've actually wrapped that around it to make it easier to lift off my platform. So yeah, when you get yours is not going to look like this, okay? That's my gaffer tape. And so there we go. Now, if that ever happens where you've got naked magnets that do that, okay, do not try and prise them apart like this. Do not try and prise them apart. The best way to get them apart is to twist them. So you twist away like that and then take it apart, okay? It takes a little bit of force. You may need to, if your fingers are not working properly, you may need to get someone to do it for you, but twist them apart. Do not try and pull them apart, okay, because you're in danger of breaking them. Right, so let's get started. So I'm going to put my magnets there and there, so they're out of the way of my stamp. And I've just realised I've got two of the foam mats here. That was a bit silly of me. I'm just going to use the one. I wondered why it wasn't going down. There we go. That's better. Right, so let's choose a colour. Let's go with something nice and dark. And grab some Evening Evergreen. So this type of stamping can be a little bit, it takes a bit to get used to if you're not used to doing it, because with the blocks, we're so used to kind of maybe stamping the block in the ink pad and then applying it like that. With this, it's very much about using your ink pad to apply the ink. So just gently tap, tap, tap. Do not be tempted to kind of push down really forcefully. It's more little and often, little, you know, tap, 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 just to get that layer of ink on there. And then you shut the door or the plate or the window, whatever you want to call it. And then you can lift it off and then check, has it stamped properly? And as you can see, I hadn't pushed it down all the way. So I'm just going to do that again. Give that a little push down, make sure it worked. And because I think I'd like to have this a little bit darker, it's very, very easy to then just go back in with my ink pad and re-ink and check that this has been pushed right up into the corner and hasn't moved, which it shouldn't have moved because the magnets are holding it in place. And press down, and there you go. You've got this really, really clear image. Now, again, if you have some issues perhaps with your dexterity or your wrists, I do recommend making maybe this little puck type thing. This is just made from a lid of a glass jar, like one of those fancy candles or fancy coffees, and I just crocheted a little cozy to go around it, so I can use that, hold that really firmly, and then use that to push down. And that I find that a little bit easier than just using my fingers, using my whole hand to do that, and possibly also standing up. Some people find it easier to stand up. Right, so there we have my first lovely image. Now, if I was making multiple cards, I would then just remove that and keep that for later on, because now, unfortunately, you may not be able to do this if you haven't already purchased one, but Stampin' Up sometimes used to sell these plates separately, and so I actually do have a spare one. So just pretend that I've only got two. Oh, where's my bag gone? I've got them out my lovely bag. Stampin' Up also sell this lovely bag holder for it, to keep it stored, and so you can keep your spare plates in that bag. It's very cute, actually. It's a really lovely colour, and look, I love this Coastal Cabana, and it's got the Stampin' Up logo, of course. And I think there was a handle to go with it, because there's like a loop there and a loop there to put the longer handle on. I'm not quite sure where that's gone. Oh, it must be around somewhere. Okay, so enough of that. The next thing I want to do is show you then how you can use two-step stamping stamps to great effect here. So I might put a flower there. Might have another little flower coming off there, like so. So I'm choosing all the stamps that have images that have a bit that you can colour it in with. So, oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do that first of all. I'm going to do the outline ones first. Oh, and I've just dropped a stamp on the floor. No! Oh well, I'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay, so I may decide, okay, I want to have a leaf coming off here, and I want to have an extra swirl coming off there, and I would like to have this leaf coming from here, and I'd like another leaf. Oh no, don't move. There we go. A little leaf coming off there, and oh, another little plant thing coming off there. Oh, there's another leafy thing that could come off. And what else have I got? I've got another swirl here. And I'm just going to look on the floor to see what I dropped. Where did it go? I'm running my hand along my carpet. Oh no, where did it go? Right, I'm going to have to switch the main light on, guys. Bear with. I definitely heard it go on the floor. Doesn't help when you have a bit of a grey carpet underneath your feet. Oh no, where have he gone? I'll be back in a minute when I found my stamp. I think it must have bounced. It must have bounced somewhere. Oh no. Did it bounce behind me? See, this is when you need a little elf to come and find things for you. Oh well. C'est la vie. Right, and then, oh, I want a little flower. Kind of running out of spaces for flowers and things now, so I'm going to move you up there. Let's stick you there. Oh, let's pop you a bit further down. See, it's all live television, this. Warts and all. Oh, and a little, nice little butterfly somewhere. Little butterfly flying off. Just going to pop this down here. Right, okay. Let's pick that all up in one go. So obviously the setting up takes a little bit of time, but it then makes it worth it for if you're doing multiple stampings. You know, if you're doing lots of cards in one go, then it does make it much easier. They don't, yeah, I think if you break one, I don't know, they may be kind, and if you contact them, they may, oh, no, that didn't work, did it? That's coming off. Okay, we won't play with that one. Yeah, I've not heard of anyone breaking one, because they are pretty tough. Has anyone heard of anyone breaking one? Check the leg of the chair. Oh yes, that's a good idea. I'm going to have to comb my floor later, I think. Okay, so I just need to obviously push down a bit harder, so in these spots here. Oh, and the butterfly. Now, it is quite normal to get ink in different areas. That is perfectly normal, okay? And so some people who don't like getting ink everywhere, they choose to use the Stampin' spots for their Stamparatus more than the bigger ink pads. And so there's a set of Stampin' spots that you can get at the moment. Also, we do have uninked Stampin' spots that you can purchase and then just put your own re-inker on. So some people just like to use a smaller one to make life a bit easier. Well, no, not easier, just cleaner, I guess. Okay, so, oh, take that off. That was obviously from, I used this in a class once, and I had to mark the plates for the ladies in the class, so still got the washi tape on there. Anyway, I'll remove that later. So the next thing we need to do is fill in everything. I'm going to pop my filling in stamps now over the outlines to fill in these little sections. Some of these have never been used before, so they're super sticky. Now we've got leaves going in different directions. We've got one sort of facing the left and one then facing the right. So make sure you use the correct one. Just try to find my little, oh there it is. I'm going to use that to help me get it into place, because every time I touch it with my fingers it's wanting to stick. See, still wanting to stick. There we go. Stick you there. So again, I know that it looks like a bit, but if you imagine that you had to start, then you can see how much easier it would be if you had this set up. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out if that's the correct one. That one's on that one. Now I'll probably figure out which one I've lost, because I'll be like, oh, it's not here. Right, stay. I wonder if it's this one. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's the thing about new stamps, they are really sticky and they just want to play with your fingers. Okay, is that everything? That one's moved. Let's pop that one back. Yep, and move you a little bit. Move you in a little bit. Okay, I think that's it. I am not moving them again. Right, let's go for a colour that's really going to show up. So I'm thinking something like a nice pink. Now just be aware, can you see I got ink on my gaffer tape there? That was because I had ink on there and it transferred. So just be aware of that. Sometimes you do get ink and then you might pick it up and get ink on your fingers. So let's go for a nice bit of Flirty Flamingo. Ink these up. And then stamp it down. And then give that another little go, because some of these have never been used before, so the ink is not quite sticking to the stamps as they should just yet, because they're straight out the packet. Ruth, the house does not lose anything. You will find it eventually unless you have busy mice or cats interfering. Exactly. I don't have cats or mice, hopefully. So I should be good for that. Oh, let's push down a bit more on that one. Just need a bit more ink, I think. Those. All right, so this was just to demonstrate how the platform can really help in designing your card and then doing multiples. Okay, so I could have actually done the sentiment as well at that point. I forgot to do that. So there we go. So that's just one technique with the Stamparatus. Right, let's give these all a clean. Now this is helpful. When you come to clean your stamps, you can do them all in one go. And this is where the chamois, get the chamois, it's just using a random cloth. This is the Stampin' Up chamois, and I've actually cut mine in half to make it a bit easier to use. So there we go. That just cleans all that off. So I'm just going to pop these all back here. Now, one technique that I've just been in a Zoom and Sheila said, make sure you show them how to do where it moves along. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to give these a quick clean while I remember. Squeaky squeak. And these ones as well. Squeak, squeak, squeak. There we go. Right, let's get another colour here. Get this nice yellow. So, because we've got these grooves down the side, what you can do with this plate is you can lift it out and then move it further down. Lift it out and move it further down. So if you wanted to do a repeat stamping of, I don't know, the word thank you, for example, and you wanted it evenly spaced at, I think it's about 1 inch. let's get my ruler. Let's just double check what the spacing is. Yep, 1 inch increments, pretty much. So let's pick that up. I'll pop that on there. Now again, because it's the first time I've probably used that, it's a bit sticky still. So let's go for, I don't know. Early espresso. We'll go for a bit early espresso because it's nice and dark and it will show up. So you get your stamp, get your ink, and then stamp down. Then you lift it out, pop it in again, put a bit more ink, stamp again, and so on. And this just helps to create that repetitive pattern all the way down. And you don't have to do words, you could do flowers or whatever you want to do, really. Do the massive swirl. And we get to this point, you just move the magnet over. Oh, Sheila, you were going for a nap. What happened? Oh, yes. Good point, Janice. Yes, the plates have 2 sides. So in effect, you've actually got four plates because you can flip this over and use the other side. So you can leave that stamp there, you know, clean it up and just leave it there. Okay. So there we go. That's one of the things that you can do with the platform and the way that the mechanism on the side works. Right, now there's more. There's more I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how, if you wanted to have a design at the top of your paper and at the bottom, this makes it very easy. And if you use the grid paper, sometimes it's not always helpful actually to stick it right into the corner. So use the grid markings on your grid paper, and the trick then is to make sure that your grid paper is pushed right into the corner there, and then decide where you're going to put your paper. So for example, here I'm putting my paper along the lines that's next to the Stampin' Up logo there, because what I want to do is get this one again. I just want to see if it works. No, it's not quite low enough. Okay, I'm just going to very carefully peel this off. Now with this stamp set, I'm just aware that this swirl, because it's photopolymer, it could potentially rip. Hi Amanda, lovely to see you. Happy New Year. And I want it to come swirl down like so. So I'm going to, maybe put flower in there because I can. And another flower. Let me just pop that there. Pick those all up. Make sure that my paper hasn't moved. And I'm going to use Night of Navy, get a nice strong colour to ink up my design. Close that down, give that a really good push, like so. Lift that off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this paper around and put it in exactly the same spot as I did earlier, like so. So ink up again. Do the same again. So how many techniques have we done so far? 3. This is number 3, isn't it? So flip the paper technique. So don't move the stamps, keep the stamps in the same place, but flip the paper. All right. Hi, Shaz. Happy birthday. Oh. Fantastic. Just looking back to see, oh, you know a demo who broke hers. Oh my word, how did she do that, Bev? Hi, Roberta. Wowee. They must have been quite heavy-handed with it. Okay, so now we're going into what I would call slightly more advanced technique, but not super duper. We're still going to use this position here, but what I'm going to do is put my flowers, I'm going to find sort of roughly the halfway point of the shorter side, and it's about here. And so that's just under 2 inches. I'm also going to put a mark here. And I'm just going to do a little kind of like rough semicircle from there to there, just so I know what I'm doing. And it will all be explained in a second. Let me just clean off my stamps here. Right, so I'm going to get the swirl, and I'm actually going to just place that there like so. I'm going to get a flower, just tuck that in there. I don't think I can fit another swirl in, so I'm going to put where's my butterfly? Put a little butterfly there. Or shall I swap it around? Just see if it works better swapped. There we go. Right. It will all be explained in a second. So I'm going to pick that all up. Nope, didn't want to do that. Okay, I think that was in the way. Nope, hold on. Let's move that over a little bit. Okay. That's all picked up now. Push my grid paper right back in there and bring my paper that I want to stamp on back. So I've cut these pieces of paper so that they'll fit onto the UK size cardstock. So it's basically our card base minus 5mm. Right, so I'm just going to ink up this section here. Don't really need that section. And I'm just going to push that down, then lift it off. Then I'm going to twist this around. Oh, I've just realised I was going to put that in there like that. So I need to move the whole thing over. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you another slightly different technique where you use a square piece of paper. Let's cut this down. So this measures 10 centimeters. So I'm going to cut this at 10 so that it will make more sense to you. Okay, silly me. I forgot that I needed to have that extra bit of space there. So I should have actually started further down, but never mind. Okay, we'll just go to a square piece of paper. Okay, ink again. Stamp down. Again, I'm just going to check this grid paper's not, it keeps moving, so just always check that that grid paper's right in the corner there. Pop this down again. Ink. Twist. Mary. Hi, Darlene. Oh, Amanda, if Sam's with you, I love that new design that she's put in her Etsy shop, that cross stitch. I am very tempted. Very, very tempted. So you might get a little sale. It's very cute. If anyone's into cross stitch patterns, please do check out hold on, I'll get the link. Willow Wood Designs on Etsy. She's just added a new little cute cross stitch design. Right, so back to this. So there we go. You can see a very simple repeat pattern going round the 4 corners. Okay, so this is kind of like leading us on to, for those of you who know about sort of more wreath stamping, or you know, stamping more like that, you can make yourself a little template in order to do that, and that's what I'm going to do next. So, but that's just a simple way of just doing that in all the 4 corners. So just remember that whatever size paper you go for, you need to be able to fit it into this section here. So if you do what I've done, where I'm using this as my stamping area, it can't be bigger than, so this might just hang off a little bit. Okay, but anyway, it's good fun to try this out. Yeah. Our comment put the image of my head. Ruth trying to catch a fly to stamp on it. Oh, Cheryl's comment. Oh, I didn't see that. You're always surprising us with new techniques and ideas, Ruth. Oh, giddo. Buffering. Oh no. Oh yeah, I am buffering. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so let's move on. Let's cut another 10 by 10. Actually, I think I need to cut it 4 by 4. Right, so I want to show you, and I will link in the description below, how to find the video of how I created this template. So you need a piece of clear acetate, and as I said, I will link to show you how to do that. So I'm not going to go into great detail now about how to do this. Oh, I need a new piece of paper. The other thing that's available as an accessory to this is some 6-inch, well, it's big, a bit bigger than 6-inch, 7-inch grid paper. And you can buy a little pad of this. Now, some people use this actually to stamp on when they do videos, because you don't get, if they're just stamping on a card, you don't need the whole big sheet. So, right, so let's pop that on there. This is my little template. And I've done mine. I have to remind myself what measurements I've got here. So these measure, is that 2 3/4, or have I done it in centimetres? Let me just check. 7, 10, and 12. Okay, so I've done mine in centimetres, but if you watch the video how to do it. Okay, so let's get a piece of paper. Oh, actually, I've got 2 bits of paper here. What did I say? 7, 10, and 12. See, I've already forgotten. 7, 10, 12. Yeah, 7, 10, and 12. So I'll do a 10. It's probably easier. So the idea with this is that you then create a design that will then repeat a few more times than just 4 times. It will repeat 8 times. So let's pop that flower there. Now, because I want to be able to stamp say, a flower and something else at the same time. I think I want to stamp a leaf coming away from that flower. I'm just going to show you a nifty trick and how to set that up. So I'm going to stamp my flower first. Hi Deborah, nice to see you. Long time no see, my darling. How are you? I'm going to stamp my flower there. Open up my platform. Turn that around. Oh no, hold on. Sorry, no, I'm not going to do that. Hold on. My brain's not working properly. Yeah. Turn that around to there. Get my leaf. Where's my little leaf gone? I wanted a leaf to come away from here. And another leaf to come. I should do it that way around. One to come from there. I'm not sure if that's going to work. I'm going to go for a slightly smaller leaf. And you'll see why. Because when you're stamping in a circular fashion, obviously the centre of the circle is smaller than the outer of the circle. If you remember that from when you did your maths. Okay, right, put that there. So I don't need to put a magnet on it because I'm just using this, I'm just picking up. Okay, so I'm picking up those two. I am going to use my magnet now because I don't want that to move. Ink that up. Stamp that down. And that should be in the right place. Yes. Okay. So then I'm going to move that one increment. I'm going to move that to there. Put that out the way. Oh no, I don't want it. No. What am I doing? Put that there, out the way. Hi Andrea. Hi Phoebe. Hi Anna Maria. Stamp again. Move it one increment. Now, it gets to the point when you do a technique like this where if you're just careful, you don't have to put the magnet on each time. As long as the wind is not blowing, you haven't got a fan happening, you can actually just move it, and as long as you don't touch it, it's not going to go anywhere. So it saves a couple of seconds for each movement, and when you're in a bit of a hurry, those few seconds are precious. So I don't bother using the magnet then once I really get going. Okay, so it's coming. Can you see how the design is growing? You see it's happening in this kind of wreath formation. And because I took the time right at the beginning to also set up the leaf, I'm actually saving myself time from doing this whole process twice. Okay. Oh, for those of you who may be interested, I have got a class next Friday, which I've just looked in my diary and I'd forgotten about. And I am planning to do some scheduling tomorrow of various classes that I've got coming up. But I just wanted to let you know that I have got spaces for a class next Friday. I believe it's class 8. For those of you who are in my one of my groups for classes, I was actually talking to Lorraine earlier about this. I'm just going to figure out what class 8 is. So class 8. it's the baby wipe technique. Okay, so if anyone has got re-inkers, okay, you really do need to have re-inkers for this class, otherwise it doesn't work. If anyone wants to join that class on Friday, next Friday, so this time next Friday, is that Friday the 13th? 14th, there we go, 14th, Friday the 14th, at 7 o'clock. I do have spaces for that class. Okay, so I've just got one more leaf to stamp because remember right at the beginning I didn't stamp that. So rather than risk me not getting my flower exactly in the right place, I'm actually going to remove that flower for now. And pop it on. Now, if you're thinking, but Ruth, if you were stamping multiples of these, you're going to need that flower back. Well, that's really easy. That's really easy to pop that flower back. I'll show you how now. You just clean up your platform really, really, really well. Clean your stamp really well, like so. And then you get that back in place. And then you pop your flower over the image. And then you pick that right back up again. Just make sure nothing's moved. There we go. All right, so that's how you pick it up. So if you wanted to do multiples of this, that's how you do that. I like to make 6x6 cards and couldn't find a wreath maker, so I made a template on acetate. Yes, yeah, it's easy done, isn't it, Anne-Maria? So there we go. So that's a basic way to do the wreath stamping. Now you could also then, if you wanted to have these coloured in, you just get the more solid stamps, and what you would do is you then get your platform, and you could either use your other platform or you could flip this over. Now if you don't want to be pressing down, you know, in the same places, basically you just pop your stamps there and there. I'll show you how to do it. I'm not going to do it because it will just take too long, but all you need to do then is just place your leaves for doing the colouring in bit, your flower for that bit. Now this is where you may get a little bit stuck in that you won't be able to fit that colouring in section right next to that flower, but that doesn't matter. All you need to do is then go to the other flower on the other side. Sorry, leaf on the other side. You just go to that one instead. Okay, because eventually, if you go around the rotation, they're all going to get coloured in, aren't they? So you don't have to worry about it all being in the same spot. So all you do is you just have to do that. Pick them up like so. Bob's your uncle, and then you just carry on and do the same rotations again. Right. Yes, so you can get the wreath template from Gina K, and I believe that I've never used it or purchased it, but I believe with hers you get a piece of plastic and this pattern is cut out for you. So it's, you know, a basic geometry problem. It's, you know, I was criticised once for copying Gina K, and I don't believe I am copying Gina K. This idea has been around since time began. So all I did was use the resources that I have, which is acetate sheet and a Sharpie and some rulers to draw my own. So if you think that it would be easier to use a template, then by all means purchase it from somewhere else. But if you've got acetate and you've got a Sharpie or blender pens, sorry, Stampin blends, because they're alcohol, they'll mark on here fine. You can actually see that mine, you know, because I've been a bit rough with this, it's actually pulled off some of the colour, so I need to redo it. Right, now I've taught you how to use the template, so let's just do a quick run through. I've shown you how to do the two-step stamping, shown you how to do repeat stamping, top and bottom stamping, 4 corners, and now the wreath. So now this is where, for those of you who are more into something that looks a little bit more flowy and organic, This is a technique that I developed a couple of years ago, and I will change stamp set for this because I'm not, and I will probably use some of the stamps in here, but I'm going to use a larger flower to really sort of show off this next technique. So bear with me just for a couple of minutes. I'm just going to tidy up. If you're watching this on the replay, just forward a couple of minutes to where I am actually doing some stamping. And I just need to grab a drink as well. Oh, Jenny McCormack has got a template. Oh, how fabulous. I love Jenny McCormack. Yeah, please do check out that template. If any one of my admins could go to her blog and share it, that would be fabulous. Yeah, but I also will link, I have got a video about this, and I've got 2 videos actually, how to make it and how to use it, but they were filmed a while ago, so the quality's not maybe the best. So yeah, so you're asking about my Chucky tool. Yes, I've forgotten what the name of it was until I saw what you guys were saying. Yeah, basically this is just the lid of a coffee or candle, Deborah, and then I just crocheted a little cap for it so that it slides really easily on my Stamparatus. Okay, so yes, if you want to buy it by all means, but if you're a little bit handy dandy in the craft room, then make your own. Okay, so moving on, I just need to grab a couple more stamp sets, and oh, these Boughs and Blossoms, and maybe this one as well. Okay, so I don't need my wreath template for that, but I do need a piece of 6x6 paper, which I just so happen to have right next to me. So thank you for joining me if you're just joining now. It's Friday night here in the UK. Friday night traditionally is kind of the chill outs and, you know, relax a little bit. So I'm not in any great hurry with this video. So if you are struggling that it's a bit slow, then maybe watch me speed it up. And I am going to get a little bit of grey. Okay, so for this technique, we're going to be focusing on kind of the corner and the idea of a wreath, but we're going to keep the stamping area kind of here, so this section here, but we want to almost create a bit of a bit more of a kind of organic kind of feel to it. So I'm going to pop that there. Oh, I've just realised I've just chosen some stamps that are rubber stamps and I can't mix that with photopolymer. Okay, let's pop that aside for a second. That's not going to work. Let's just use the rubber stamps. So this is a good one. This is Boughs and Branches. So I want this to kind of curve around. Like so. I've not put the sticker on that one, that's why it's a bit. Okay, there we go. Pick that up. So let's go for it. We'll start with the grey granite and then we'll build up. Glenna uses a sleeve or elbow. Okay, that's a good one. I have seen people do that where they've got long sleeves and they just do that as well. I think I've seen Jennifer Maguire do that. Okay, so So let me just talk a second about why I sort of developed this way of stamping with the Stamparatus. So when it first came out, I thought, oh, fabulous. I love this wreath design idea. It's a great way to kind of create a wreath. How fabulous. Then a few months after that, I then started developing the wreath style of stamping, where I actually use the stamps to stamp a wreath. And for those of you who've watched those videos, you'll know that although there is a structure to them, there's also a great element of freedom and artistic interpretation, and just kind of being quite going with, I don't know, how it looks. And anyway, there's a great freedom to it, which is very opposite, I feel, to the very structured, repetitive pattern that comes about when you use a wreath template. So this is very much symmetrical, repetitive. The measurements between all the flowers are pretty much exactly the same. You know, there's no room for variation, which is fine. It's just a very different style. So what I wanted to try and do was breathe some of that kind of flow into using the Stamparatus that you tend to also get with the wreath stamping, the sort of freeform wreath stamping, because I'm aware that some folks who have dexterity issues and maybe gripping issues, they actually really struggle to hold that block and to do repetitive stamping in singular form, you know, just doing it singularly. So I wanted to try and come up with something that you could do on the Stamparatus that's a little bit more freeform, but still uses the Stamparatus. Okay, so here we go. This is why that was created. And I will put links. Oh no, I forgot to take my mat out. So word of warning, take your mat out because you don't need it with the rubber stamps. I will put links to, I think I've done at least one, if not two videos doing this. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I slightly moved it, but never mind. Okay, and then I'm just going to move it one increment, and I'm not going to re-ink. Okay, did you see that? Not going to re-ink, because I deliberately want that in a slightly lighter colour. I didn't expect it to be as light as that. I think that was because I pushed down really heavily just then. All right, I'm going to cheat. I'm actually just going to pop a little bit of colour on there. Yeah, never mind. Didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. It was meant to be much lighter, but there we go. Right, so there we go. We've got a bit of a wreath forming there. Let's see if it will work better with the flowers. I don't know. Ruth takes all her time to explain something and then it doesn't work. Never mind. Okay. So I'm going to pop on these flowers here. And pick that up. Let's go for a deeper colour. That will help, hopefully help explain what I'm whittering on about. Oh, you used ordered one from Amazon. Oh, great. Okay, so push down. Oh, I've got a little something there. Never mind. Turn it without re-inking. Stamp down so you get a lighter version. Turn it again. Stamp. Don't re-ink. And then get your lighter version. Okay. Hope this is making a bit more sense now, guys. Then I'm just going to grab another little stamp, and I'm actually now going to place this stamp near, I'll turn that around, near to the one that's the second generation. So I'm going to pop that there like that. Take that off. So pick that up, and it will all start to make sense in a second. So stamp, do not re-ink, swivel, stamp again, swivel, re-ink, Stamp, swivel, don't re-ink. Oop, stamp again. Okay, so can you see how, oh my goodness, I'm running out of battery. Oh, sorry. Down to 4%. Hopefully this will charge quick. Okay. So is this starting to make a bit more sense now? Where I've got that sort of feel of the hand stamped technique, but I am using the Stamparatus. So I could even now, if I wanted to, go again with this flower. Although I haven't really got space for it, so I'm not going to. I think I might grab that now. That clean. And I want some of the pink come over the top there like so. And then, oh, I've got the cute little flowers. So that's going to be dark. I want this dark as well. Pop that there like so. So I'm still using that same pink. I'm not changing up too much. You could of course change up colours if you wanted to, but I'm deciding just to keep this pink on pink. So stamp, swivel, stamp again, swivel, re-ink. You get into a bit of a rhythm doing this. Stamp, swivel. You know what? I think I might just put my magnets away because they're getting in the way. Okay, how's that, everybody? Is that making sense now? Please give me a thumbs up if that's making sense. Okay. I think I will introduce another little colour now, just so that you can see the full use of this. Let's bring the blue. Yeah, may as well. So get that little flower out. So pop on there. So oh, I've just realised I didn't do the leaves all the way around twice. Oh, weird. Hold on a sec. Didn't do it right. Okay, I'm just going to pick that up. So need to flick that round to there. So this is where it would have benefited if it had showed up. Okay, so I'm inking that well, and I'm going to actually stamp off very quickly onto there, and then bring that back in and do a second generation. Oh no! Don't do that! Don't move. Right, there we go. So we do get that lighter version in the background. So ink, ink, ink. Stamp off quickly. Put that back in. And then stamp there. Okay, so we get that sort of much more fuller looking, but we've got it second generation, and you just have to forgive me because it got moved earlier, but be a bit more precise than I'm being. Right, so let's go back to doing the blue now. So I wanted to pop the blue, no, we'll go full strength there, and then we'll do full strength there. All right, So when you just keep playing with this technique, you'll kind of figure out the tricks to it. Hi, Pamela. Are you wondering what I'm doing? Hi, Diane. Okay, yeah, watch the replay, no problem. Actually, I might just stick another one of these on. Should I do a bit of blue? I'll pop some blue there as well. Pamela's confused. She's like, Ruth, what are you doing? Okay, so for those of you who've actually just joined and you're wondering what I'm doing, I do recommend that, yes, please stick with me for now, but go back and watch from the beginning, because what I've done is I've built up on the techniques for using the Stamparatus from kind of basic techniques, then kind of slightly more advanced, and this is then super advanced. So I do recommend that you just go back and watch the beginning if you're new to using the Stamparatus. Right, I'll just explain what I did again there. Sorry, I should have explained. So first strength was that one. Then without inking, I swiveled. Yeah, swiveled that way. And I've done second generation there. All right. Then I'm going to swivel again, re-ink. Okay, and swivel again. Okay, so I've done that 4 times now. Does that make sense? I'd like to see one done in the full size of Stamparatus. Yes, you can do that. I have done it where I've done it, I think 8 by 8. Do you want to see me do that tonight? It's a bit trickier, but yeah, it can be done. What DSP is this? This is the I've renamed it. Just saying. I'm calling it Marvelicious. Don't look up Stampin' Up with that word because it doesn't exist. It's called Simply Marvelous. It's the celebration freebie. Of course, now we need a little bit of dottage, don't we, Glenna? Just a little bit of dottage. You want to see me do an 8 by 8? Okay. No worries. What's the time? How long have we been going? Over an hour. We'll go a bit longer as it's Friday. You're all hanging out, letting loose, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to cut myself a piece of... Oh, that's quite thick cardstock. They missed a trick there, I know, calling it Marvelicious. Good night, lovely Deborah. So nice to see you. Sending you lots of love. Oh, Deborah, while you're there, I've just realised, did you want a catalogue? Or have you seen the new one yet? Cheryl Adams is skipping dinner to watch. Oh, Simply Marvelous. They did call it Simply Oh. It is called Simply Marvelous. Marvelous, wonderful. Oh, so cute. Tonight, May said, I've learned a new, I've got a new favourite song from American in Paris. I went, all right, what is it? She went, it's called, it's wonderful, or yeah, something like that. She kind of blended the two sounds. And I went, oh, it's wonderful, marvelous. And she went, yeah, and that's her new favorite. And then the other one she really likes is the Stairway. Is it Stairway something? Oh, anyway, I'm really not familiar with the film, so I'd like to watch it. She's watched the whole of it now, but I'm so excited because it's like a real kind of it's just so lovely to sort of share with the next generation a love of musicals and good music. So I'm really pleased that she's taken to Gershwin. Really, really pleased, and it's nice because it's hopefully a bit of a music education with, you know, various jazz singing and stuff. So then I said, oh, we need to watch Porgy and Bess next. I said, you'll know some of the songs from it. There's the Summertime song. So she was like, oh, how's that go? So I started singing it, and she was like, oh, yeah, I know. Shush now, shush. And he kept shushing me and like trying to get me to be quiet because I kept singing it. Because, you know, of course, it's really embarrassing to hear your parents sing. So, right. So what we're going to do, because we've got an 8x8 here and it slightly protrudes from the Stamparatus, I can't do it where I'm kind of doing it more in this corner, because I've just got to be careful it doesn't. Oh, actually, no, you might be able to, as long as you don't go past that 7-inch mark. Okay, yeah, we might be okay. We might be okay. Right, let's do that then. So I'm going to do the same again then. Where I'm going to pop that like that, and then so I want that one going off in that direction. Maybe I'm going to have that sort of sticking inwards a little bit more, so it's not going over. Nope. Okay, so this time I'm going to use, this is a bit of Granny Apple Green, make it more interesting. What are you laughing at, Esther? All right, I will put you on the list, Deborah. I've got a few catalogues to send out actually, so. No, the paper is called Marvelous, Esther. Simply Marvelous. But I'm thinking it should be called Marvelicious. Okay, so stamp, rotate, stamp again. Okay, now this one we're actually going to rotate more than the others because we want lots of greenery. So stamp. Oh, hold on. Hold on. What have I done? I've not done it right. Start again. Done something not right here. Hold on. Start again. Right. Stamp. Oh, I know what. Rotate the whole thing. Do that. Then do it this way. Stamp. Rotate completely. When I say completely, I mean change the corner to corner. So a what's that? 180 degree turn. Okay, that's better. That's what I wanted. I guess I could have, if I'd thought about it, also done it with that one and that one. So I could have done that all at the same time, but maybe not. Take those off. I know. Spring will come again. Just got to get through the winter. Right, there we go. So that was doing it the way where you just use stamp, then rotate, and then don't stamp. And okay. Right, let's take those off. Get my fleur. I want one there. Actually, I've just got to think where these are going to go. One tucked in there, and then one there, I think. Oh, don't drop the ink pad, Ruth, no. Let's go for a bit of gorgeous grape, because I know how much you guys love purple. And I'm thinking, do I want to add anything else here when I can? No, just sometimes you can overthink things and try and do too many shortcuts, and until you're really familiar with the technique, it's not worth trying to do. It's best to sort of really familiarize yourself with the technique and then kind of add more as you go along. Don't need this. Right, rotate. Stamp, lift, rotate. Okay, looking good. Loving it, loving it, loving it. So then we've got some stems that are starting in midair. We don't like that. So let's cover that up by sticking a flower there. And then, now do we want full strength? Yes, we want full strength there. And then we want one maybe a bit closer to that flower there. So if you think, right, I want one there and one there, but I can't place them on top of each other, that's fine. What you need to do is then go to the next point of the pattern. So here I've got the flower in between these two, and I want to have one a bit lower down, like there. Oops, like there. So I'm just going to find the next point of where that happens, that occurs, and I just pop it there, like so. So I'm just going to double check that that would work. I think it would work. I think I might go for a bit of gorgeous. Oh no, I've done gorgeous grape. I'm going to go for a bit of Highland feather this time. By the sea, you and me. So Anna Maria is in West Sussex. Nice. I have friends in near Brighton. Okay, twist and stamp, and then rotate and ink. Oh, I managed to get a mark on there. And stamp, lift and rotate and stamp. Okay, so there we go. We've got our darker and lighter kind of looks there. So now I want to add maybe some little bitty flowers, and I want to add these full strength where I've got perhaps second generation. I want to sort of, you know, vary the strengths. So I just pop pop that there. Oh yes, lots of seagulls by the sea. rotate, stamp, lift, rotate, ink, stamp, lift, rotate, stamp. We're getting there. Feels like it needs to be a bit more fuller, so I'm thinking I might use some more foliage. I could have foliage coming from there. Now I've got my flower in place, it makes it a bit easier to figure out where to put things. So actually I could do that up there. So that'll be full strength. And then full strength? No, I want full strength coming from that one. So that there like that. Remember to take off your old stamp because you don't need that. Then pick that up. And I'm thinking a slightly different green. Let's go for a bit of mint macaron. So stamp full strength, lift, twist, stamp again. Now if you don't like the sort of light, the fading and the non-fading, then fine, just do it full strength each time. But the reason for doing second generation is to get that little bit more of a organic kind of, you know, look really. But I must confess, with the lighter colours here, mint macaron, when it's already stamped off, it's not very obvious. So I think I might just go for it and just do full strength on all of them. Because you couldn't really see it, second generation, I'm afraid. Yep, there we go. Oh, that's cute. I like that. I think I'm fancy putting it in somewhere else as well. So let's have a look. Where else could we put this? Coming from there. I haven't cleaned my stamp, so I'm being very careful. I made a little bit of a boo-boo with that one because I think that one wasn't so planned. I think I would shoot some gulls. Oh dear, yes. They're not very nice when they come and steal your ice cream or your chips or whatever by the seaside, you know. So, how close are you to the sea, Anna Maria? Oh, I can imagine. Oh dear. They can be so forward, can't they, those seagulls? They really get quite nasty. 3 minutes. Oh, that's lovely, Anna Maria. I went to university in Aberystwyth, which is a seaside town. And in my second year, I lived with a view of the sea. It was wonderful. Right, I think just a little bit of dottage now to finish this off, and we're done. So, oh, I've recently sorted out my stamps, so I should be able to find this easily. But no. Oh, there it is. Quiet Meadow. Oh, Cheryl does as well. You're near the beach. Nice. Okay, I'm going to do some mint macaron and see what happens. Nice. I think I'm going to do that full strength all the way around. Hi, Vincentia. How are you? Is that Linda's Vincy? Or Vancy? I can't remember how she calls you. Oh, you people that are near the sea. How lovely. Oh, Janine has a place by the sea, which is nice. Okay, so now the great thing is you can just, if you want more dottage, you just move your stamp to a different spot. Now, obviously, if I was just doing this freehand, I would have completed this much sooner. You know, with this, particularly with the dottage. However, I'm deliberately doing it not freehand. I'm using the Stamparatus because, as I said earlier, I know for some people the Stamparatus actually is their only way to do stamping for whatever reason. So I just want to show you that the techniques, the more freeform techniques that I do, you can get a sense of that using the Stamparatus, even though it's a rigid platform and kind of you've got rules to follow with using this. So the other thing, of course, you can do is rather than always having the paper in the same place, you could always just move the paper around. If you want to, oh there, look, it moved by accident. I didn't even do that. There we go. And that's not, you know, not great hardship if that happens. So yeah, I've done that one. So there we go, my lovelies. Really great to have your company tonight. I will quickly go over all the different techniques, not in great detail because otherwise we'll be here for another hour. But if you're just joining and want to know what you've missed, basically I've been focusing on the Stamparatus and various techniques that you can use with it, and I've just shown very basic examples so that you just know the process and what to do with it, and then you can play and make it your own. So the first technique was the two-step stamping. So because we have the plates, we can do that. Then this one is the repetitive stamping. This one is the stamping in one corner and then swiveling it around and stamping again in the other corner. Then somewhere on my desk is the, oh, here it is the stamping in four corners, but for this it's easier to obviously have a square piece of paper to do that. Then this was wreath stamping using a homemade template, which, there we go, you can see that better there, and I will do a link to that in the description. So that's how you do this repetitive in a wreath. It was £1. Well, what was that, Esther? I missed that one. And then to get a sense of a bit more of freeform, I just showed you that technique of perhaps stamping, swiveling, and then re-stamping, but without re-inking. Okay, so you get a combination of light and dark variations there. So you get that sense of that, and that's an 8-inch piece of cardstock, and this is a 6-inch. Right, so my lovelies, lovely to see you. I'm saying loads of lovelies now here. Right, so you're welcome, Cheryl. Lovely to see you. What was that, Esther? Fancy. Every time I hear the moors, I think of Wuthering Heights. Oh, okay. Does better with Stamparatus versus loose. Oh, there we go, Fancy. There we go. I think seagulls are miniature vultures. My mother and in-law and my mother. Laura and I got ourselves a scoop of ice cream from our salad bench to eat it. She got distracted and the scoop plopped off, but it fell in her handbag. Oh. Julie got swarmed by, oh my goodness, now all the stories of seagulls are coming out tonight. So fun. Right, if anyone wants to join, the Zoom is still happening. So if anyone wants to just hang out for, I'll go in there for a bit and then I'll go to bed. But if anyone wants to join the Zoom, please email me right now while I'm at my computer, ruthtrice@gmail.com, and I'll happily send you the code to get in. It's going to still go for this weekend, and then we'll see what happens from there. Lots of techniques and hard calculations tonight. Oh, thank you. It's been fun. Yeah, and if anyone's got questions about using the Stamparatus, if they're not quite sure what I did, then please again email me. I'm happy to explain it again, but I will put the link to the other stamped wreaths like this in the description, and I will put the link to the template. So if you want to buy your own Stamparatus, they're just under £45. And currently, if you were to buy it, plus maybe one little other item, you would actually be able to earn this paper for free. Okay, so this is a whole wad of paper, which is worth over, I'd say over £10 at least. You would be able to earn that for free if you ordered yourself a Stamparatus with maybe one other thing, like some glue or some ink. Ink would be good, because you will need ink to do this. Right. Take care, everybody. Lovely to see you. You're welcome, Pamela. Lovely to see you. Have missed you. I know you've been busy working, but yeah, lovely to see you. Yes, so in New Zealand, they're $99. So I think if you spend $100, you then get your freebie. You're still thinking about the Stamparatus. That's fine, Tishan. Lovely. If you've got any questions, just email me. Your youngest grandson is 13 today. Happy birthday to Cheryl's youngest grandson. Take care, everyone. Have a fabulous weekend, and I'll see you guys again soon. Look, I'm shifting stamps around the table. I shouldn't do that. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye for now.